Yo, still can't hear you. We can hear the sounds, but can't hear you. Your mic. No, your mic is off.
What about now?
There you go.
Right there?
Yep.
All right, let me ask you a question. Can you hear this sound effect right here?
Nope.
You can't. You hear the bell?
Nope.
No. So the personal mix gotta be on. Okay, so tell me if you can hear the bell now.
Nope.
You can't hear the
Now, I
bell?
hear the applause right now.
You hear the applause right now.
Yep. Another bell.
Okay, so you can hear all that and you can
Yep.
hear me.
Yep.
All right, word. All right, hold on. Let me see if I could
Why you keep
turn.
fucking with this shit?
Hold on. Wait. No, this is good. Can you still hear it?
Yep. The applause. No cheering. Round one.
Word. We got it. We got it. I got the echo out and everything now.
All right, now leave it alone. Don't fuck with it no
Yeah,
more.
I finally got it. I finally got it. I had to check that out right there. What's up, round one, front line? How you doing? I'm
Yo,
just
I'm just
someone.
someone. What's going on?
What's going on, man? We got a big fight card in New York City coming up June 27th. I will be in attendance. I will be at the fight, covering this fight as much as possible. Um, we have a lot to talk about on this fight card. There is a lot of good fights gonna break out, and I want to know if there's gonna be any fight that can steal the night. Okay, for instance, let's go down like let's. Oh, how do you want to do it? You want to go from the bottom card up, or you want to go from
Now we start
co-main?
from the opening of the main card.
Okay, so the
All the
opening of the main card. That's yeah. We'll do that. We'll go from right there. Hold on. So, the opening of the main card is going to be, I believe it's going to be Ben Whitaker
with
with Richard Rivera,
El Popeye Popeye.
Popeye. Now that fight right there, I wanted to talk about that because that one touches a little bit home for me because one of my friends and close friends and boxing promoter in Camachito, Jose Rivera Boxing Promotion in Chosen One. That's their fighter, Popeye. He fights out of Hartford. I am well, Connecticut. I'm not sure if it's Hartford,
Yeah, it's hard. It's
but
hard for Connecticut.
he fights out of Connecticut. And that's Camachito's fighter. And he's going up against Ben Whitaker. This is a big fight for him. Ben Whitaker on the hype train. The UK Ed Hearn now managing. And Matchroom has stepped in to take over the career of Ben Whitaker as of late. They promoted him on his last fight. They want the American audience to get familiar with Ben Whitaker because that's an audience in the boxing world. If you're going to be successful in boxing, you need to win over the American audience. Although the American audience is like, sometimes it can be a small base, but it's a strong one. It's a boxing community that the Americans know exactly who they are in the boxing world. They are considered the best. They have 300 more world titles than the next rivaling nation. You know what I'm saying? So they know they're the best. So as far as a boxing promoter, he's going to want to get Ben Whitaker American viewing public. He's got to get the eyes on Ben Whitaker. And the way he's going to try to do that is fighting against Popeye right here. Now, a lot of you guys might not be as familiar with Popeye. He's a gamer. He's a gamer. Okay. The guy can fight. I'm not sure how he's going to perform on this big stage, but he's getting his opportunity. Frontline. Do you know anything about Popeye? Have you? Looked up any
So
of his fights?
I
Tell me
I've
what you
seen him
know.
fight. I've seen him fight before.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely a dog.
Mm-hmm.
The problem that I see is his inactivity.
Okay.
And I get it. It's hard to get fights sometimes when you're at a certain level.
Right.
Um, the other like this situation here, unfortunately, he's been talking reckless
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see
in
that. I
in
see
interview,
that.
and what I'm afraid of is because of his inactivity. What I'm afraid of is one of those trash talking going back,
that
and
that
and,
is
and I can see it happening.
yeah, man, listen, frontline, check this out, right? I can see where trash talking gone back and can go wrong. That's not my concern. My concern in the fight that uh he can get a little bit wild in exchanges and not be so defensively sound. Popeye, he forgets sometimes once he starts exchanging, he drops his hands. One of the biggest common problems in punchers that they try to put everything behind the punch. That's my biggest fear in Popeye's fighting with Ben Whitaker. Ben Whitaker, although he's on a bit of a hype train, but if I had to assess his boxing is not really that good, Ben Whitaker. And ironically, a lot of people would say, wow, round one, you're crazy because look at the highlights and the way he's making people miss and everything. No, you fought a guy that didn't understand distance. You fought a guy that doesn't understand range. You just fought a guy that knows how to a little bit of boxing. It's tough, and he went in there and he tried to like do what he's taught. And Ben Whitaker is real evasive. He moves well, but his fighting tech technical ability, to tell you the truth, he can't fight going to the right to save his life. That's a big flaw. Ben Whitaker doesn't handle pressure well. That's a big flaw. When things are going his way, he shines the most. He gets confidence, but you could see you could fuck with his mental. And that's the third thing Ben Whitaker has wrong with him.
Doesn't that remind
Mind.
you of another fighter on the same card? We'll get
Oh,
to it.
okay. Okay, we'll get to it. So I think that Ben Whitaker has a lot of technical flaws in boxing. He's able to get away with it because he's real athletically gifted. Not the best I've ever seen, but he's above average. And when it comes to athleticness, Ben Whitaker for that weight division. So he gets away with a lot of bad habits. At the top level, I'm not sure if he's going to get away with some of the shit that he's been doing. And as you can see, you can fuck with his mental. They start booing him, he starts crying. The next day, he'll make a video. Oh, yo, you guys don't know how tough this is. That's mental. You got to be strong as a warrior all the way around. You can't be trying to please every fan. And you can see that Ben Whitaker, he can be fucked with. He started even in the victory in his last fight. He even said after Ed Hearn talked, he even said that he has a corny, quirky demeanor. He got the fans making him feel a certain kind of way about himself, and he's explaining himself.
And I'll tell you one thing, Edwin. Fucking around with Popeye. Popeye is a fucking animal with mental games.
And this is the thing with Popeye. That's why Popeye's popping shit.
Yes.
And he's trying to get as much as he can into his head. You in America now. You ain't in the UK. Where you think you at? You ain't in Kansas no more. So he popping shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I can see where you can get to him like that. That would be one way. Try to disrupt him. You see, A lot of these fighters, they're safe where they come from. They come up in their countries and they're over where they're from and they're being cheered and applauded, right? But what happens when you go to enemy's territory and you're not so greeted, so, they don't welcome you? And all of a sudden the boos start coming out. Ooh, I can fuck with a fighter's head, bro. I want to see how the New York fucking rowdy ass crowd. We already saw what they did with the Spur fans, right? New York's off the hook, bro. All day I've been on the fucking internet. Reel after reel after reel. Different person, too. It's not like it's the same fucking dude they jumping. No. This is Spur fan after Spur fan after Spur fan. They only New York will lost one game. They jumped like 12 people. At least that's all I saw. They might be more. But in situations like that, I've learned in life, one day you can be up. The next day, you going to run into a bunch of them and you going to be by yourself. That's how life is. Karma. I'm not a Knick fan. I'm not a Spur fan. But what I am is karma. And if San Antonio, Texas, you mean place where everybody's strapped, even the kids in the fucking cart are strapped. You did that in New York, knowing that New York City went to every fucking on the road to the NBA finals. They went on like an 11-game winning streak, right? They went to every city. I didn't see any New York fans getting jumped after the matches when they swept everybody. They didn't jump no New York fans. New York fans, they want to act up. Ooh, don't cry when it's your brother, your uncle, your father getting stomped out coming out of that arena in the spirit after you guys beat them. I don't want to hear, oh, look what they did. All right. Spur fans were kind of crazy, stupid, if you ask me. One of the dudes was walking out the place. Security dude told him, yo, you might want to take off that shirt. He said, fuck that pride. I'm going to get where I got to go. Nice size dude. He didn't make it far, bro. As soon as he made it out that door, the first dude smacked him. You saw the panic in his face. He started fighting. Yo, I give him that, man. The dude started fighting, bro. He was throwing punches in every direction. But like, it was a tidal wave of people. You had to know this was a fight you wasn't going to win. Just take off your shirt. Don't let pride. Put it in right here and walk out and make it to your car. Live to fight another day. This dude, you know how some fans are. Fuck that. I'm prideful. Every video I saw, you can see the people's expression in their face change. You saw the fear. What you saw was a camera being pointed at them. What you didn't see is what was behind the camera being rushed at them. They must have been looking at hundreds, hundreds of people coming towards them. You were not going to win. All the surviving, call it what you want, all the bitch, all everything's going to come out of you. You're going to scream for help. Guarantee it. I guarantee it. I seen, man, I was like, I remember them days though. Like, I've been to a lot of parties like Boston and shit, and I've seen a lot of shit. I've been involved, and I'm not innocent here. I'm not going to sit here and say I've been innocent my whole life. No. What I'm saying is, you get older and you go out to these events, and we want to appreciate these events. Now I know what it is to be like grown up instead of a little punk ass YN. Because a lot of these things were attacks, but they were done by YNs. Well, I didn't see a lot of like grown dudes doing this shit. It was like a lot of young dudes. And I'm going out there to a fight. I said all of that to say this, that even the New York City Puerto Rican parade has been canceled. So because of the soccer thing they got in New York during the time of the Xander fight and this NBA shit, Now the Puerto Rican festival was canceled in the city. The city is claiming they don't have enough police officers to host all everything, to control everything, because they already spread thin with the New York NBA finals that I guess they weren't expecting after shit. Who would expect it? When's the last time New York Knicks have been at the NBA? 27 years? So this kind of came up on them. Now Xander and them schedule their fight during this. So I'm going out there during all this time. Wish me luck, guys. It's not my first time in New York. Stop it. You know, I've been there 1,000 times, maybe more. And I'm gonna get where I gotta go, but it's just a lot of bullshit happening in New York during this time, and there's just a lot of fights to talk about, right? So yeah, look, if Popeye can pull off this victory, you know, it would be big. It would also say he beat Ben Whitaker, the rising UK star. Uh, and it would give a 100%, Popeye that kind of boost he needs. Now, whether or not Popeye can pull this off, I'm not too sure. Popeye's from my home city right now in Massachusetts. My boys, and you would think that I would want to show, because I do, but I don't want to lie. You know what I'm saying? I call the fight the way I see it. I think that Ben Whitaker might be a little too much for him, but we don't know. Like Frontline alluded to, Popeye's inactivity, bro. That shit bothers me. Well, Frontline already brought it up, so I didn't need to bring it up. So, the fights and Ben Whitaker just fought. He just fought. I think he scored like a second round knockout, right?
Yeah, but that's gonna affect him. I mean, they he might
But
think
he
he's
got
good.
a training camp in between that time, Frontline. He's in
Yes.
shape.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The only thing that scares me with Popeye is his inactivity. Outside of that, Popeye's a dog though.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
So
He's got two losses. That's all he's got. He's got two losses, right? Um, and uh,
he's never been knocked out.
Luis Antonio was the last loss he had.
Right. And he's never been knocked out or knocked down.
No, knocked out. No, I'm knocked down. That I didn't see some of his earlier fights. I can't stamp that. But I haven't seen him got knocked down in any of the fights I've ever witnessed him in.
I've seen him get clipped. He's got a chin.
Okay.
I'm not saying that the people that clipped him, hit as hard as Whitaker.
Okay. You see, here's my concern with Popeye. Okay. Popeye, listen, brother, I'm critical on fighters. I tell it like it is. I like you, Popeye. You know what I'm saying? Your man, your promoter. He's a really close friend to me. And you know what I'm saying? But I have concerns and I got to address them. This is my boxing channel. I'm going to speak my boxing mind. I'm not going to show bias or favoritism. I'm not. Here's my problem with Popeye, bro. And I'm going
He
to be
leaves that up
honest.
to me. He leaves that up to me.
Yeah, you're the biased one. Okay. But listen, this is my problem with him. When he fought a winner, he lost. The first winner, if you go to BoxRec and you look up Popeye, right, you're going to notice something. At all the fights that he's won of late, like let's say, like in his last 5 fights, he fought losers. Out of the 5 fighters he fought, one of them had a winning record, and only one of them was coming off one win in their last 5 fights. The reason why I judge fighters on their last fights, because BoxRec always puts up the opponent you're going to fight, their 5 last fights. So if you go to BoxRec right now and you look up Popeye's opponents, you're going to notice a pattern that in the last 5 fights that he had, he only fought one guy with a winning record. One guy. And he lost to him. The guy he fought in Rogers. Rogers was coming off a 5 fight losing streak. Before Rogers, It was Lee. It was Lee. Lee was coming off a massive losing streak. Then he fought the Lewis dude that he was the winner. Then before him, the other guy was coming off a massive losing streak. And the guy before that was coming off a losing streak in their last 5 fights. That's my problem with Popeye. I know he's a dog. I know, but I gotta be honest. I want to look. Hold up. Instead of guessing, hold on. Give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Real
While you
quick.
look
Real
that up,
quick.
yo, shout out to Carlos in the building. I'm just someone in the building, and Johnny in the building. Johnny, I'm just someone says F that. Gotta be smart in the streets. And New York streets is the OG. Gotta respect it. He now said Ben Whitaker scored a first round KO in his last fight.
It was the
Barely
first
broke
round.
barely broke a sweat. He will basically have two training camps to fight Popeye.
Yeah, and I think that Ben Whitaker might be too much for Popeye. You see, okay, although Popeye won the fights in his last 5 fights, yeah, he won the fights. It's just those opponents, they weren't winners.
Edwin,
They were
take a
coming.
wild guess. Take a wild guess who I got in that fight.
Popeye, oh, you said that. You got Popeye, of course. You're going with the Puerto Rican. You're biased
Eh,
as hell. You know what I'm saying? You don't care who, as long as that Puerto Rican flag is there, you're going with
That's
that
it.
guy.
That's
That's it.
it.
You don't even analyze the fight. Oh, he's Puerto. I'm going with him.
That's
That's
all.
your bias
That's
ass,
it.
and
Yep.
that's why I'm not picking with the flag. I'm sorry. I support all Latin fighters, and I wish him the best. I'm going with Ben Whitaker, but I'm hoping that Popeye wins. I really wish Popeye wins this fight. I really do. I would love to see him, get that respect and
You
maybe
sound like
bigger
you sound
fights.
like these
No,
Puerto
no,
Ricans
stop. Don't do that. Nope, don't do that.
that are going for
Don't.
boots, but they want Zayas to win.
Okay, listen. No, those guys right there, they're getting their Puerto Rican cards revoked.
They're
Okay, we're
getting
taking those
cooked.
cards. No, on that Xander, when Xander beats all these guys, all those Puerto Ricans that picked Jerron Boots, we're taking their Puerto Rican cards. We're taking all of, except my boy Allfax. Allfax, he's from Philly. He gets a pass.
Nah, he ain't getting no
Every,
pass from me.
no,
He
he's
getting
getting a
cooked.
pass from me. Allfax gets a damn pass because he's actually from Philly. No, you can't do that.
I'm gonna cook
He
him
gets a
though.
pass. Allfax is my boy. He's getting a pass. But everybody else, boy, I'm taking them cards. Give me your goddamn Puerto Rican card. Let me get that
Boxing
right
and
there.
rap. I'm cooking his ass.
Oh, boxing on rap.
I'm
His
cooking
Puerto
him.
Rican card. We taking that too. No, listen, boxing on rap every fucking day, more and more coming over to the Xander side.
No, 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 no,
That's
no.
okay, boxing on rap. I'm just letting you know that before we roll up to the fight, you're gonna pick Xander. You're gonna pick Xander. And you know what? That's okay. But you know what's not okay? We ain't gonna let you on the motherfucking side. Get your punk ass on the other side. You done
No,
big drum boots at us this whole goddamn time.
the
Get your ass over there.
the Xander train is full. Wait for the boots train to get
Hey,
on. Don't
listen.
come on the Xander
Uh,
train. It's
hey,
full.
yo, hey, yo, we got the conductor of the train frontline. Can you check his ticket? Is it valid?
Nope. Not it's
It's
not
not
sent.
in
Nope.
void?
Not no null
Hey,
and
hey,
void.
yo, get off the Xander bus right now. You know what I'm saying? We
He
kicking him
gotta get on the
off.
boots train, not the
He's
Xander train. The Xander
wait
train is
for
full.
the next train. The boost train is coming now. It's a little rundown, broken up. You'll notice it. Wait right there. We gotta go. We getting all us Boricuas, we getting on our train and we going to New York City and we rocking out, right? And we doing our motherfucking thing out there in New York City. But all you Puerto Rican, there's this one Puerto Rican dude. I'm not even sure if he's Puerto Rican. He might be Dominicano, Chapiao. I don't know. But I think he is Puerto Rican. He was on one of them Puerto Rican channels. There's another coach from New York City that he's on your boy's TD fucking sports there.
Eric Roman?
The coach from New York,
Eric Roman. Oh no. It's Sifu.
Sifu.
I'm cooking him.
Bro, you taking his card? You taking all of them, bro. Listen, you're all eating crow. Every last one of you. None of y'all getting off the hook. Because Seafood said that this is going to be a whitewash. That Jerron Boots Ennis, this is gonna be like the fights he compared it to. This motherfucker had the nerve to compare it to Floyd Mayweather and Arturo Gotti type shit. Like it's gonna look like that. And I was like, wow, that's a big claim. That's a big fucking claim right there. I'm like, all right. Then we had this other Latin dude. He want to be a real idiot, right? He want to say some shit that I'm the type of motherfucker that's gonna hold you to this. I'm gonna take this a little personal because he said if Xander wins this fight, that he would stop broadcasting. That it would prove he didn't know nothing about boxing. That um that's how confident he is that Jerron Boots Ennis is gonna win this fight.
Yeah, we need to find who that was because I'm
Nah,
cooking
nah,
his
nah. I
ass.
remember his face. I just don't remember the name. You know how I am with names.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
I don't give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? But nowadays, today's Edwin, I want to remember your name. I want to get to know you. I want to talk. Young Edwin, YN Edwin, he didn't give a fuck about nobody's name. He only cared about himself. That's it. That's young Edwin's mentality back then. That's why I got a problem with names. Because I didn't want to be your friend. And if you wasn't in my circle, we wasn't rocking or we weren't doing business, fuck I gotta know your name for. You know what I'm saying? It was just, the city's too big. I see faces all day. So, but today, I'm a different man, different type man. I'm in a different world, reinventing myself, doing something I enjoy to do. Today, I struggle with names. Struggle bad, bro. I can't. You tell me your name, man. It's just like I'm trained in my head. Just, but I'm working on that, man. It's been a long time. Been getting these names right, but that's what it is. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like so. Don't if you're getting to know me now, don't get discouraged when I fumble a little name or something. Don't. You know,
Yo,
like
shout out to Richard in the building. He said, Boricua into the bone. Salute, guys. I'm just someone says, I'm not Puerto Rican, nor black, nor from NYC, nor from Philly, and I'm going for Xander.
yeah, baby, that's right. Let's go. Let's go. Listen. Hey yo. I just have a feeling. Is it me? Is it me, frontline, or
No, no,
after
no,
the
no, no, no,
fight?
no, no. Hold up. You
What?
jumping the trigger too quick.
What?
Who fights after Ben Whitaker and Popeye?
Okay. Yeah, let's get to there. Yeah, you that's my co-host. That's my co-host. Listen, that one slow down. Scratch the record. Okay, listen. Okay, so after the Ben Whitaker and you got Emmanuel Vargas, right? Emmanuel
Emiliano.
Vargas,
Emiliano.
Emiliano El General Vargas. He's going to be taking on um, Bryce Bryce Mills, right?
Bryce Mills. Yep.
Now, I think this is a step up fight for Vargas. I think that Bryce Mills is a good, worthy opponent here, guys. I really do. I think that, because Vargas is like, what is he, 17-0 right now? He's still fairly, that's prospect numbers, right? In today's standard, like Keyshawn
I,
Davis gets a belt at fucking 15 or so fights, and everybody gotta be Keyshawn now. But technically, yeah. You
what
know,
does he fight? He fights at what? 140?
ooh,
Emiliano?
Emiliano, yeah, he's 140. Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
he's been there.
he's no longer a prospect. He's a contender because he's ranked in the top 15.
Ooh, this
And the
is a 10 round fight, right? The 10-round
IBF,
fight, right?
I think so. IBF, he's ranked 14.
Yeah.
WBA, he's ranked 12. WBC, he's ranked 14. And WBO, he's ranked number 2.
Wow. So this Bryce kid right here, Bryce Stephen Mills, right? He's 22, 22 fights, one loss with 9 knockouts. He doesn't have big stopping power. He only has a 40% knockout ratio. He's 24 years old. He's 5'8" and he's an orthodox boxer, right? Okay. So I look,
Well, pull up his box rec. He's got good names on his resume too.
he well, okay, let's look it up. Ooh, yeah. Okay, well, listen, here's the good thing. All right. He lost his fight to Ryan Piano, right? Okay. He that was a 6 round fight. But since then, since 2021, basically 5 years ago, he's been on a tear, all winning. He's got good, like you said, he's got decent names on his resume. Definitely got decent names on his resume. Rosa, I like that one right there. That was a look. He stopped him in the 3rd round. Listen, he's got good names on his resume, but this is a kind of fight. Now remember, Emiliano came out with Xander in the Super Bowl. They were both in the Super Bowls and they were both showcased. Now both of them are on a fight card once again together. Now, as far as New York City, this is not the first time Xander's been in New York City. This is going to be the 9th time Xander's been in New York City. Bringing in a fighter like Vargas, his family, his father, who his father once was. He has 2 other brothers. They have boxing careers as well. I don't think they're as further along as their younger brother or the middle brother, I should say. Is he the youngest? He is the youngest, right? Emiliano?
Yeah, he's the youngest out of all his
He's
brothers.
the
Yep.
youngest, right? Right. And when I see a fighter like Emiliano, he wins me over as a fan for multiple reasons, right? Not just his fighting, but his personality, the way he carries himself in and out of the ring. I never hear anything about him like I do about his 2 other brothers that are all tatted up, designer glasses, gold chains, women in both hands. You know, they're living it up. They're trying to live the boxing rock star life while their little brother is nothing like them. From a very early age, you can see he was all business, El General. That Vargas kid, I'm going to tell you right now, I know that his father is proud of his son. I'm not going to sit here and say he's more prouder than one son than the other. I don't believe that. I think he loves his sons all equal. But I just think that he knows, like we know, he's the one that's most dedicated.
Well, there's a difference between loving your kids and being proud of them. You're gonna love all your kids the same, but you're always gonna be more proud of one over the other. Based,
Yeah, I guess you could kind of say it like that. Yes, in a sense, sometimes your kids can let you down. You could be disappointed. I'd rather be
yeah,
proud, right?
but
Okay,
you still love them the
I
same.
still love them, right? Nevertheless, shit,
Hey,
my kid can shoot the
real,
Pope.
real
My
quick to
kid can shoot
answer.
the Pope tomorrow, and I'm gonna say, what the fuck the Pope did to my kid? You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
must have touched him or something. Something. He did something. And he's supposed to be the most holy of holy. You know what I mean?
Hey, but
I
real quick to answer Richard's question, yes.
yep,
Um, Antonio Vargas is half Puerto Rican, half Mexican, fighting Bam Rodriguez.
yes. So we'll get to that too. So the Vargas kid, he's just a real committed young man. He doesn't have to tell me. You can see it. He's the
Yep.
type of person that he doesn't have to explain himself when he walks into the room. All he has to do is walk into the room. You can see it through his demeanor, the way he talks, the way he does his business, in and out of the ring. His brothers are all tatted up. He doesn't have a single tattoo. Not a mom, not a heart, nothing. He's he's different. He has a different mentality and different mindset. And I like that about a fighter. I think it takes a lot to be a fighter by itself, to be that focused, that dialed in. You know, he's sharp. He be wearing them suits on the interviews, and he's just not a knucklehead.
And
He
he's well
speaks
spoken
right.
too for his age.
Yeah, he's very well spoken. And I like that because when we see these kind of stars in the boxing, you never know who's watching you. Little kid out there. You know what I mean? And he's like, I want to be like my favorite boxer. And you see Tank Davis getting arrested, smacking girls, smashing into cars. You see Keyshawn Davis smoking weed, getting fucking no contest after no contest. You see him losing the belt on the scale. What is the message you're sending to these young kids? More gold chains make you tougher. The more that you fight, the next thing out your mouth is, I want money, not legacy, not belts. This era right here is pushing out money rather than belts. Why? Well said from a bunch of guys that can't maintain it. Why? Oh, that's like somebody putting down something they can never become. So because they can't become it, put it down so that you don't force me to try to go after that so that I'm exposed. So what are these fighters going to say? Belts ain't shit. Well said from a person that doesn't have any or
Yeah.
has one. Your skills only got you to one belt. And then you went from that division, you went to another. You might have got two divisions, one belt. You want to
Hey,
say belts ain't shit.
and let me tell you something. This fight for Emiliano, I'm telling you right now, this is a very good step up to put him in position for a
I think it
belt.
is. That's
For
what
a
I've been
belt.
saying. I think it is.
Because Bryce is no bum. Yeah, he might
No,
he might not have the knockout power or whatever, but he's a well-rounded boxer. He can
he
give
is.
Emiliano trouble if
He is.
Emiliano doesn't come in with the right game plan.
Yeah.
So this is a very, very good step up. I'm just someone says I love both my kids. I'll die for them. But if the police ever showed up to my house, I know which kid they're looking for.
Yeah. Because we know our children, but I'm still gonna be like, I ain't seen him.
Yeah.
Fine. Listen, I ain't giving him up. I don't give a fuck what he did. We gonna figure this out as a family, you know. But look, then there's another fight on the card that my boy. When you say upset alert, there might be an upset alert on this one. Jahai Tucker versus Yuri Sideno. I know Jahai Tucker is the hot American prospect. He had that stuff for that one loss against Nicholas Flores. Yes, we know about that. Since then, he's been, doing his thing. But Yuri Cedeno, that Dominican, that's Henry Cedeno's kid brother.
Yeah.
The two brothers they call Awazuka, which is crazy. They're taking their name from a Puerto Rican fighter, La Bazooka, right?
Uh,
So anyway, but it's cool. It's cool. You can have it. It's cool. I'm not gonna go down that road. I'm not sure if Jahai Tucker just wins this fight. I'm saying it right now. They could be an upset alert. Now, um, there's been a debate between me, some of my Dominican friends, Latin friends, Puerto Rican friends, and even Frontline, right? There's been a little debate on who is the hardest puncher and the best boxer out of the two brothers. Is it Henry Cedeno or is it Yuri? Now, once upon a time, I thought Yuri, the younger brother, was the better of the two boxers. I felt that. But of late, Henry Cedeno has been dropping dudes, putting dudes in fucking stretchers. Remember when I had that footage of them taking him out in the
yeah,
stretcher when he hit?
that happened in Orlando at a box
That
slap
was Henry.
fight. Yes.
That was Henry. That's the older brother. Now Henry's the same one they took off the Subriel Matias card for some heart situation.
Right.
Okay, so this is Yuri. This is the younger brother. Right now, Yuri's not a big puncher, but he's bigger than his brother, right? Doesn't mean he's gonna fucking beat Jai Tucker because he's bigger, right? Jai Tucker's nice. He's starting to settle into himself. I mean, the Nicholas Flaws fight, we saw the outcome of that, the majority decision, everything in that fight, everything that happened in that fight. I saw the fight myself. And I mean, close fight too, by the way. It didn't look. I felt like he didn't pull the trigger in that fight. That's what I felt. I remember walking away from that fight saying he started to second guess himself. Like he wanted to see the punch against Najee. Nicholas Flaz. He wanted to see the punch, and he was hesitant on pulling the trigger. Then I saw him like I just think he had mental lapses in the fight. To
Now,
be honest,
now remember
to be,
this though.
yeah,
When he fought Nicholas Flaz, that was at
yeah,
154.
yes,
He's fighting at middleweight now, 160. So I
okay.
think he's settling into his actual weight class a little bit better.
Everybody, yeah, yeah, everybody now that's moving up to 160. There's all opportunity there. We just need a guy at 160 to come out and reign supreme because that's a wide fucking avenue right there. I mean, we're even talking about it for Xander. These guys better do something before Xander gets there because
Bro,
you
to
only
be
got a little
honest,
bit of time.
besides Lara, I don't even know who else is a champion at 60 because we don't hear about these people. Okay, so the IBF is vacant. Lara's the WBA. It
Carlos
says here
Adames.
Carlos Adam. No, but he moved up to 68 and he already announced it.
Yeah,
And
but
then
but there's a
you
lot
got
of
El
champions
Mono.
that move up and they don't vacate their belts.
True.
We
Then you
we've
got
seen that in boxing all the time.
El Mono Ramos is the WBC interim.
Right.
And then you got Janabek as the WBO. But I thought he got stripped due to
He
Peds.
had two belts
Correct. He got stripped from the IBF. I know
for
that.
one, for one, and they
So
let him
what?
keep the other one.
Okay. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of heavy hitters at 160 too, though.
Not well, not one, except Janabek. That I thought Janabek eventually he should have
No, 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 no,
been
no, no. I'm talking
undisputed.
about in the rankings themselves. You got the
Oh, in the
Cuban dude,
rankings.
Yoandy Hernandez.
Hernandez, he's dangerous. That's this dude's fighter out there in
Yeah.
Springfield. Yeah.
You got Amari Jones. You got
Mm,
Troy Isley. You got Vito Melnecki. You got Caleb Walsh. You got Emma Williams.
damn, that's
Um, you got Cordell Booker. Um,
man.
you got
Nicky there. He's coming along pretty decent, man. Licky.
he is. Um,
I'm rooting for him. I want to see if he does something, man.
I mean, there's a lot of other fighters that probably people haven't heard of, but I mean, just the ones I named. I mean, that's a pretty stacked division where
Oh,
there's
I see it.
just a lot of good fights could be made. Basically, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
And by the way, I know you said you see an upset alert. You said you see Yudi beating Jahai.
maybe,
Now,
maybe
you
if
I'm
Jahai
going.
Tucker is not careful with this Dominican dude, he could suffer a loss here. If Jahai Tucker thinks he's gonna go in there and impose his will to this Dominican dude, and that Yuri's gonna fold under pressure,
Uh-oh.
I don't believe that.
Breaking news. Guess what got added to the Spence and Tim Zoo card?
What's up?
Ramon Caldenas versus
Oh yes,
Sam Goodman.
Goodman. Yes, it did. That's amazing. Yo, my boy Ramon Cardenas, shout out to you. Shout out to and good competition to Sam Goodman. You guys know how I felt about Sam Goodman at once upon in time, but
Yeah, you had him.
I'm not
You was
I'm not
holding
a
him
spiteful
hostage in
dude.
there. You was
I
keeping him
don't.
away from Inoue. You was hiding him out. You didn't want him to fight Inoue, so you took him in and you
What are you
locked him
talking
up.
about? I
You,
punched him in the eye and split his eye to get him out of the
and
fight.
then and then you.
Yo,
but
Sam
but
Goodman's a
listen,
sucker for that.
but
But
listen, that Yuri
yeah,
and
no, let's stay there.
Jahai.
Yep,
I'm gonna be honest with you. The
yep.
same way you feel if Jahai sleeps on Yuri is gonna be a bad day. I'm gonna flip I'm going for Yuri. I want Yuri to win. Obviously, Latino. That's who I got. But
Frontline's going with the brother.
no, I'm going with Yuri. Yuri.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I thought we had gotten to a pinnacle
No,
moment
no,
at
no, no,
Round
no,
One
no,
Sports Talk
no.
when my
Hell
bias
no.
ass co-host, Latin
Never.
co-host, was going to take the other guy. I
No,
thought I
never.
never would see
But
that day.
but
You would
I'll
speak the
play.
truth.
But I'll
What?
play it fair. I'll play it fair. If Yuri sleeps on Jahai, it could be an ugly night for Yuri.
Wait a minute. Is Frontline coming up here telling me, yo, Edwin, you can't pick for that guy, but root for this guy? And 10 minutes later, he's doing the same thing?
No, I'm not. No, 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 no. I got Yuri hands down. I'm just saying Yuri can't sleep on Jahai.
All right.
The same way Jahai can't sleep on Yuri.
Oh, we know that. You know what I'm saying? We definitely know that.
Oh,
Um,
by the way, I know you didn't talk about it, but on that
yeah.
same card, on the undercard, we got Juanita Lopez, de Jesus.
On the New York one,
Yeah,
he's on the pre. Wait a minute. Let me go all the way down. Now I got to show up in New York early.
yeah, he's
I didn't
fighting
see him. I saw Edwin Rodriguez. He was a Puerto Rican guy.
Edwin
I
Rodriguez. He's
saw
fighting Dennis Thompson.
oh shit! Juan Lopez de Jesus is in a 6 round fight against Alberto um, Matos.
Motos. He's from
Motos.
Spain. He's from Spain. 6-2. It's a
So
good
Puerto
step up
Rico
fight
against
for him.
Spain. Puerto Rico against United States
Yeah,
twice.
America
Twice.
versus America.
Yeah, that's basically yeah. But we're gonna do the flag thing tonight. We got America going up against
Brit.
ER,
You got a Mexican American versus American. You
and
got
then you got the
American
Brits
versus
going up against the Americans.
American Puerto Rican.
Well, yeah, for Richard, but you know, you
Rivera.
got American flag, so it's
And
the
then you got
same
the
thing, right?
Mexican American against American. Emiliano
Okay.
Vargas.
Oh,
They,
yeah, that's right. Emiliano, they got him as an American flag. That's why it fucked me up for a second. I was just looking at the flags, but he's Mexican.
he's
Yeah,
Mexican
so
American. That's why he always goes up with the flag cut in half.
nah, the
He ha-
Mexicans definitely claimed him. They better because I'll take him in a heartbeat. I'll fucking adopt that dude. He'll be Puerto Rican in a fucking 20 minutes. Fuck around, you
um,
guys Mexicans say you guys don't accept him. Go ahead.
I just want the truth says Yudi is a brother. He just speaks Spanish. Puerto Rican
Well,
rum,
of
saludo.
course, Santo Domingo. I always say Santo Domingo. That's the capital, right? It's Dominican Republic, I guess. Which
It's
way is it?
Dominican Republic. Santo Domingo is the capital.
Yeah, Dominican Republic, right? Dominicans are more black. I think they're the. I think if I'm not mistaken, they're probably the darkest of all the Latins. They got the most African in their bloodlines. Some of them have even been reported to be high in the like 60s, 70s% of their blood. So they're really up there when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Now in Puerto Rico, it goes by area because there's a lot of dark skinned from Ponce, from like, for instance, just take a one look at
Just the
Subria
coast.
Matias.
The coast.
Yeah,
Anywhere along the coast, you got the
just look
darker
at
people.
Subria Matias. There, that's all I gotta say. Sabria Matias is darker and got more nappy hair than Yuri Sereno. He looks more darker, more African than even Yuri, you know? So it just depends on what side, but a lot of it's it seems like a lot of Dominican Republic favor more African American descents and Latin tongues than Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico has diverse. One side of the island are more European, blonde hair, blue eyes, speaking the tongue, right? And more Spaniard. They look like me, like little beard with the Spaniard. We just we're born with this, like this. We're I'm more Spaniard. Then you see my aunts. They look like Pocahontas. They look like Indian women. We call them India, in fact, because of the way they look. And then my Tio Moreno, because he's black as fuck, we call him Tio Moreno. And he's dark as hell, an afro. See what I'm saying? So Puerto Rico is we was always like fucking, you know what I mean? But them dudes, yeah, you're the Dominican dudes, man. Them dudes is like straight up. The majority of them, they brothers.
Yeah,
It's
yo,
like that,
saludo,
yeah.
saludo Puerto Rican rum. I just want the truth says Emiliano is not ready for John Orobio. I disagree. I disagree. I think Emiliano's ready. Emiliano's a problem.
He's a smart fighter, Emiliano. I say this sometimes on my show. I say it about very, very few fighters, though. Emiliano's ahead of the curve. He's ahead of the curve for his age, for where he's at in his career. He's ahead of most fighters and what he's doing in the ring. His understanding of how to use all his talents is at a high level. He's also has a real good warrior's mentality. I noticed that. He's been hit with solid shots in fights already, Emiliano. And every round he comes out and it's like nothing happened. He has a real quick built-in forgetful system, and his other system is on go. There's not really no fight I've ever witnessed Emiliano in where he stopped fighting in the fight. Like he didn't know what to do. Like he was standing in front of the guy, just thinking, like, what to do now, right? No. Emiliano's all he's going. Not meaning that he's always going forward, but he's on go. And he's up there working, 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 trying to get reactions out of you. If I do this, you do this. If I do that, you're doing this. I did this time, you leaned this way. Emiliano's doing that. When his father used to fight, his father was skill, aggression, big punch. His father was very, very slick, drafting for a young fighter. His father had a great fighting IQ at a young age. Fernando Vargas at 19, I remember, he was already in the world stage. He was already up there with the big boys at 19. So his father was really, really good. That you have to be born with that part of boxing. I can teach you everything in the world. If you don't know how to see it, put it together, and make your identity in the ring, well, then you're just boxing. You're just doing what we trained you to do, which is fine. Which is fine. Great fighters have made a career like that. It's great. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But what I'm saying is Emiliano's a bit different. He's taking over in the ring. I can see it in his personality, the way he carries himself. He's not discouraged. He gets hit with a shot. He tightens up. He's he's always thinking about winning. He's always thinking about winning. I haven't seen that look of disparity in Emiliano's face ever in a fight so far. When I go to New York City and I go to watch this fight, I'm going to be paying close attention to this kid. I've been waiting to see him, and I'm glad he's on this card. I'm going to get to see Ben Whitaker for the first time live. I want to see what Ben Whitaker looks like. You know, and look, as far as Jahai Tucker, man, that's my upset fight. Uh, I just think Yuri Cedeno is not the one to play with. Jahai Tucker's going to have to be on his P's and Q's. You know, Yuri's the undefeated fighter here. Jahai already lost. Doesn't mean he's going to lose again. That doesn't spell fucking. I want to take Jahai Tucker in this fight. I do. I want to take Jahai Tucker in the fight. Uh, because I think he can beat Yuri, right? It's just something. I don't know what it is, man. I'm just like looking at this fight and I'm saying to myself, yo, this might be a good. No wonder it's the co-main event. Hopefully they come out there, really give us our money's worth, and they really go in there and showcase their skills. Because that's what we want to see. So I'm like, yeah, and I just want to see this. And now that I know that that what's his name Jesus what's let me go look up his name again.
Who's
Um
that?
um
De Jesus?
yeah, Lopez de Jesus. Now that I know that he's gonna be on the card, he's gonna be way down there and like starting the prelims and shit. Now I gotta get to New York early because I gotta see this kid fight. He's got a 5-0 record right now, and his father Juanita, you know what I'm saying? Um, he's just doing his thing right now, and it would be a privilege to go watch him fight live too. So I got to get there for that.
Hey, so I'm just Richard's got a question. I'll get to him in a second, but I just want the truth says Top Rank's not gonna put him in there after what happened to Torres. Um, he not ready. Only for Bultos, and that was from Richard. He wants to know, Edwin, how do you guys see the fight, Bam Bam versus Vargas? And then that's one question. And then I just want the truth says, who do you got? Vargas versus Tito Mercado. So we could start
Ooh,
with either one, and then we'll get to the Xander Boots.
okay, I got I'm a Bam Bam Rodriguez in the fight with Vargas. Um, I think that Bam Rodriguez is coming off a hell of a knockout streak right now. I think he knocked out like his last 5 opponents, if I'm not mistaken. Frontline, if you could look that up, but I think I'm correct on that. Um, Bam Rodriguez is a special kind of fighter. He can hurt you many different ways. His footwork is impressive. It could be a little deceiving at times. With small steps, he can create space and distance. It just doesn't look like he's doing much. And before you know it, he's up in your face or out of range for you to miss yours, and he's making you pay. Bam Rodriguez has made a career off sharp angle. If you think Lomachenko is doing it good,
Yeah.
shit.
His last
You,
5 fights were all by knockout.
yeah, I'm trying to tell you, he's been
And
on a
then
tear. He's been on a tear. So I think that Vargas is he's got his hands full, excuse me, guys. But I think Bam's gonna stop him eventually in the fight whenever he decides to stop playing with him. Bam has shown his last fight, he threw a one punch knockoff walk off. Remember that in the 10th round?
yeah,
Just walk one punch, knock boom, and walk off. Bam can hurt you in a lot of different ways. I just think that he has a better arsenal than Vargas. I don't count Vargas out. Now, Vargas' situation is a weird one. If you're not familiar with Vargas' situation, remember, they took the belt from him. Remember that. They took it. They gave it to another guy. He loses. They re-elevate Vargas to champion. It's not like he fought anybody. They already had him like taken away as a champion. They re-gave him the belt back. It's a weird situation. Vargas is one. So when you see situations like that and you hear stories like this and stuff, it kind of takes it away from you, doesn't it? Like, man, he's not doing it the noble way. He's not fighting bodies. He's fighting controversy. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of like turns me off on Vargas's situation. But in this situation, in particular, Bam's just a remarkable talent. We heard the announcement. If you're not familiar, I'll tell you. Bam Rodriguez was rumored by Ed Hearn that if he won this fight, that he would move up to challenge Naoya Inoue. Well, today or yesterday it wasn't today, that he released, or one of those guys had an interview with him. And I don't know exactly when the interview was taken. The guy released the interview today or yesterday. And Bam's, his mission has changed. He wants to fight Inoue, but not Naoya Inoue. He wants to fight Takuma Inoue first. Bam. Takuma has a belt. He fights Takuma at 118, takes this guy's belt, beats up Naoya Inoue's little brother, then fights the big brother. Now, a lot of people are like, nah, you shouldn't fight his little brother. You should just go up there and straight up fight him. And I'm like, yo, you guys are fucking crazy. Like, chill out, man. Not everybody's willing to do Superman shit. That's a lot of people took big risk in doing shit like that, like David the Monster Benavides, like Terrence Crawford. You know, these guys took big risks, but just because they can do it, don't put all your expectations on Bam Rodriguez to do this. Jesse's gotta like. I want this fight. If it ever happens between him and Naoya in a way, I want Jesse to come in the best he can. Because I already know Naoya Inoue is going to come in the best he can. But I want Jesse to acclimate to the division so that I feel as a fan the fight was on a more up and up playing field. But I think that Jesse Bam Rodriguez, there's not going to be a lot of fighters that can fuck with him. The only fighter I think that he should fight is Junto. It's Junto. Because Naoya Inoue just beat him, fractured his orbital bone. If Bam Rodriguez can get in there with Junto, because everybody sees how they revere Junto, Bam can beat Junto. Now we fucking talking rather than fighting Takuma. But since Junto ain't gonna be ready because he's coming off the surgery for his fractured orbital bone, he not gonna be ready. He took, or he's looking to fight after this fight, is Takuma in a way. So we'll see what happens in the future after Bam Rodriguez. If he was to get past Vargas, I'm going to remind the boxing world, fuck what I say. Fuck what anybody else says. This is boxing, and anything can happen in boxing. Vargas, you got a shot to fucking play spoiler, you know, but if you're not careful, Bam Rodriguez is going to turn your lights out. I think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to happen 8, 9, 10, right in between that, right in somewhere in there. I think Bam's going to get him out of there. What was the next guy what was that other question he asked me about the other fighter?
Emiliano Vargas versus Tito Mercado.
Okay, that. I'm not going to do it right now. Is that a Mexico Puerto Rican thing?
No, because Tito Mercado's not Puerto Rican.
No. I'm just saying, is that a Mexico Puerto Rican thing where like you guys are trying to pick guys for that you guys can win a Mexico? That way Mexico ain't down bad, right? Right, and like we're competing against you guys because yeah, Diablo. Um, there's a part of me that wants Vargas to go up. Right, you know where I'm at with Vargas. To tell you the truth, to explain it, to try to explain how I view him. I'm confident in Vargas. I'm very confident in him. But the way, in order to explain it, remember 2 years ago when Xander Zayas was coming up and he was in that weird place where we were like, he's ready. No, he's not. He's ready. No, he's not. He's ready. No, he's not. Right? There was a lot. It was like, man, Puerto Rico, we were divided 50-50. Half of us were saying he ain't ready. The other half was saying he's ready. That's where I'm at with Vargas. Tino Mercado, I got Vargas in the fight. I think he's ready to start taking some of these bigger steps. Yes. But you don't want to damage him. What if he's just not there yet, right? And you're like a dad, right? Wanting to take the training wheels off your kid's bike, right? And my daughter says, Dad, let's take off the training wheels today. Right? And she's looking up at me with a little pink helmet on. And I'm like, nah, let's take them off tomorrow. We'll take them off tomorrow. Right? And she's basically been riding for 2 weeks with the training wheels bent up. They're not even touching the floor anymore. She's like on one, I'm still not taking them off. And just in case, bro, she goes too much to the left. Right?
I got Vargas
So,
in that fight.
we have a tendency of like, holding on to some of these fighters and being a little protective of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want Vargas to start taking on these challenges. Yes, I do. I want him to start going up and fighting. And I think he is a special fighter. I think he's ahead of the curve. I do think, but there's a part of me like, yeah, man, he's ready. Then there's another part of me that actually wants to see him accomplish some shit. And I'm saying to myself, Edwin, why would you take such big risk, like right now? But those are the kind of risks your young fighter takes to put himself in position. Like, okay, for instance, Frontline just brought up a fight. Roman Cardenas and Sam Goodman are going to be fighting for the WBC interim world title. You see, Roman Cardenas, after the loss, he comes out and he fights mid tier, top tier competition there, right? And he did his thing. And now look at him. He's in position for his first interim world title. Shout out to Ramon Cardenas. They brought him along well, just like Xander. When we were with Xander, and they were like, oh shit, Xander's trying to fucking corner Sebastian Fundora. I'm over here reporting it and I'm saying, yeah, it's Xander. But when the camera closes, I'm like, what the fuck, Xander? Like, I'm nervous. Because I'm like, yo, Xander, bro, you might not be ready for this, but here goes Xander, punking Sebastian Fundora, made him vacate a belt. Then he fights Chino Perez for the vacant belt. Chino was coming off a big win with Conwell, right? I'm sitting there, I'm like, yeah, Xander. I'm like, shit, right? Like, yo, if he beat Conwell like that, what the fuck you think he's gonna do to Xander? Here I go, I get on the mic, I'm like, come on, Xander, let's do this. I'm like, fuck it, we going with Xander, right? That's kind of like where I'm at with Emiliano. Like, I like a lot of things he do, but I think you go, yeah. This is probably the time after this fight right here. Maybe one more fight, maybe one more. Don't take the training wheels off just yet, right? I just want to see him do great things, and I want to make sure he's ready. You could. I learned from his father. I think the curse from his father going in and being pushed into some big fights. I had to admit his father was a great fighter, man. And if they didn't rush him along so fast, they wouldn't have damaged him. He would have had a better career, if you ask me. But what do I know about boxing? I've only been watching it for 30 years.
I think
You know what
I
I mean?
think I think you're overthinking it.
But yeah, maybe because I'm adding with the father. Maybe, like I said, I'm the dad with the training wheels right now.
I think
You know
Vargas is
what I
ready,
mean?
bro. To
You know I'm
me,
overthinking it. I'm explaining that I'm overthinking it. You know what I mean? I'm the guy. I'm him. I don't want to take him off. Sometimes with some fighters, I'm like, fuck it, sink or swim.
um,
You want to do this? Do it. You know what I mean?
Rick, Rick,
Bro,
yo, shout out to Bobos in the building. Bull Rider in the building. Lloyd, my brother, in the building.
Lloyd in the building. They're going to
Listen,
knock
Richard,
out Taguna
man,
like
I'm gonna
he's
knock
going to
out
knock
Tacoma
out
like he gonna
anyway.
do now. Oh yeah. Listen,
Oh, hell yeah.
Bobos, tell me who you got. Who you got? Because I don't watch soccer. So who you got? I might put some money on it if I take your lead on the soccer stuff. I don't watch it, but whatever. It is what it is. I put some money up on it. Um,
Hey,
Richard
yo,
wants to
Lloyd.
know, Edwin, escoge un boxeador bueno que Emiliano Valga ha peleado en su pelea. So Nick, he said to pick one fighter on Emiliano's resume. That's good.
Okay, that's good. Okay, okay. Jonathan Jonathan Montano, I think was his name. He
Monteño.
fought Jonathan. He was one of the more durable of the fighters that Emiliano fought. In fact, Jonathan was the first guy to take Emilio into deep waters. Jonathan took a beating that night against Emilio Vargas, but what I saw there was Jonathan actually fighting Emiliano, and he was just as strong, if not stronger, than Emiliano. Jonathan, um, he would have actually did better if Emiliano didn't break him down. I know that Jonathan would have had a better performance that night against any other guy on their level. But Emiliano took the fighter right out of Jonathan that night. I remember watching that fight and watching Emiliano Vargas come out round after round. And Jonathan was trying to will himself back into the fight. He was trying to like show Emiliano he wasn't afraid of him, that he wasn't afraid of the last name or your two brothers. He was in there. Jonathan was pushing, but it just Emiliano's combinations, his accuracy, his placement, and Emiliano's jaw got tested in that fight. Jonathan caught him with some good shots. Yo, there was a round that I actually gave, I thought, in my mind. I think maybe more out of pity, but I gave it to Jonathan. And I said, now I think Emiliano is going to start to slow down. Boy, no sooner than I thought that, he jumps right out of the corner and turns it up a level. Emiliano. I thought he was slowing down. The next round, he came out faster the entire round. Not that bullshit. You're a front runner the first 30 seconds, then you slow down. Nah. The man was on his toes for the next 3 minutes, floating like, and Jonathan pushed him. Jonathan really fought Emiliano like that. Now, that's why okay, now the kid he's fighting Bryce, right? Bryce is probably his most technical fight. And you could see why as I start to break it down. I've only named one fight that Vargas got into deeper rounds. The other ones, he's been dusting them off. So it's not a lot of too much. He was just way better than them. But when he fought Jonathan, he got, so that's why he goes, oh, Frontline's like, oh, when I think you're reading into this too much, like, he's good, let him go. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Like my man said, like, who has he really fought yet? I mean, he's showing glimpse, but he's always seemed to be the better of the two fighters, Vargas. So when you ask me questions like this, I want to come out and say, yeah, because based off the eye test. But then when I'm looking at his opponents, I'm like, wait a minute, Edwin, you need to slow down, Edwin. He's good. He's doing great against that level. But let's, and then the story of his father resonates in the back of my head. Very familiar with what happened to his father in his career.
Hey,
So maybe,
Edwin,
maybe for that
uh,
situation, I could be a little that way. Maybe
real
that's
quick
why.
before we get into the Zayas and Boots, we got news. Your boy, Richard Hitchens, is fighting the Mexican. I got the Mexican knocking him out. I'm
Yo,
sorry.
no shit, you got the Latin guy. Listen, I got Richard Hitchens in
Re,
that
Re,
fight.
Ricardo
Yo,
Sala. Yo, have you looked up Ricardo Sala's record and
yes,
resume?
yes, I know who the fuck Ricardo Salas is. I still got Richard Hitchens in the fight.
Nah,
Richard
I got
Hitchens
Ricardo
is the duck
Salas.
of the fucking year. He is
I
the
got Richard
duck.
Salas.
He's gonna fight Richard Salas. Richard Hitchens is the duck of the year. Okay, what he
I'm
did to
rocking with
Oscar
my
Duarte,
Latino.
that was wrong. I don't really like that kind of shit out of a fighter, but that's still not gonna persuade me to go the other way when I really don't think the other guy can win. I think Richard Hitchens is being put in with a decent fighter. But Zuffa really got Hitchens in their mind. I
And
think,
then
but Zuffa doesn't give a fuck. Like you saw that against that Floyd, Mayberry, whatever his name. Yeah,
Merriweather.
yeah, the fake Mayweather. You saw that was their guy, and he lost. So Zuffa will put you in position, but you as the fighter got to do your part and win the fight. Okay. So, but I still got Richard Hitchens in that fight, just like I got Edgar Berlanga in his
Against
fight.
Stephen Butler.
Yeah. Now Stephen Butler's not a bum. We looked him up. He's even in the top 14 ranking. Am I right?
Yep.
Okay.
Top
So
15. Top 15.
yes. Yeah, if you're fighting a guy in the top 15, no matter if he's a household name or if you might not be familiar with him, one thing you can't say about that guy, he's a bum. He's in the top 15. Out of 1,600 fucking fighters, you're in the top 15. You
Yeah,
have
he's
the
not doing a
audacity to call
Polanco.
that guy a bum?
He's not doing a Polanco.
No, no. Polanco fought a guy ranked 527,
Guess what he's ranked
that's
now though? That dude.
524.
Yeah.
Yeah, I checked it out. Fucking, it's ridiculous. You fought a guy ranked 500 and fuck. At least Edgar Berlanga and Richard Hitchens are fighting guys in the top 15. So yeah, you can't. I'm not going to say anything bad about that. Like I don't have the right to, brother. If you're in the top 15 in boxing, that's off to you. You're not a fucking. I don't give a fuck if you're the 15th guy and you're not that good and you're coming off a loss. If that shit says 15 and you're in there, you're not a tomato can, bro. You made it there. Rohan Polanco's guy can't get there.
Not no time soon, at least. Hey
Jesus
yo,
Christ. Yep.
yo. So let's talk about it. Zaya's boots. Oh, and by the way, Edgar Berlanga and Richardson Hitchens, excuse me, they're fighting at a on a quote unquote. They got it as a Sufa 9, I guess Sufa 9,
Is it?
but but it's going to be under hosted under Ring
Do you
Turkey
know
Zone.
if Dana White is going to be the lead promoter in the Joshua fight or not?
That I don't know.
Because I think there's some talks that he might not be. I don't know. I don't know. But I also heard Bam Rodriguez talking about him was potentially signing to Sufa Boxing, and that Sufa made him an offer, but Matchroom made the same offer, and he decided to go back to Matchroom. And he also said um, that's in fact that's what he wanted. That he wanted to
Um,
sign back to Matchroom, and that he didn't want to go to Zuffa like
who's that?
that. Bam Bam Rodriguez, Jesse Bam Bam Rodriguez. He was
That I
talking
didn't
about it
know.
on the. He was talking about it like he was talking about it on the interview when he was talking about fighting Neo Yainaway's kid brother.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Richard Jonathan's record at the time when he fought Emiliano was 19 wins, 3 losses. No, wait, hold on. Let me make sure I got this
Yes, it
right.
was. Yes, you're right. You are right. He was 19-3 when he fought Emiliano. Yes, he was.
Yep, 19-3.
Yeah.
Now, after that, he fought John Orobio or whatever his name is that I just want the truth mentioned.
Yep.
Let me look back. John and he got Orobio. Yeah, John Orobio. He got knocked out by John Orobio
In the fourth
after
round.
after Emiliano. So
Right. So he lost at the Emiliano. He got two back-to-back losses and stuff. And that could suck for you, right? But nevertheless, the way he fought Emiliano on that night with his pressure, he took a lot of body shots from Emiliano. He took a lot of headshots too. He stood up to Emiliano's punching power, and Emiliano had to look for another way to get him out of there. Usually, Emiliano was going in there once he had the guy hurt, hit him with a good shot. He would hit him with a follow through, and beat the guy. This one, Jonathan, he stood up to that shit. Emiliano hit him flush, boom, and Jonathan was like, "Yup, still here, still here." And those are good fights for young men like Vargas. That's a good fight when a guy can stand up to your power and you got to be more creative and you just don't fall back. Like you're like, oh shit, I can't hurt him. You start to doubt yourself. You start to be like, shit, his punches are being harder. But Emiliano looked like hit him with his best shot. He was standing there. Jonathan hit him, and it looked like Emiliano went, pop, okay, let's go. Like his will to want to win was still there. Like you could see Emiliano in the fight looking for other ways to beat him. And I was like, check, you need that to be a fighter. You need that. Never let doubt set into your mind during the biggest fights of your life. Don't start to think in the corner, oh shit, he's going to knock me out, or I'm going to lose, or I'm getting tired. Don't let doubt creep in. And Emiliano's mindset, when Jonathan started to oppose his will in the fight, yo, I'm telling you, bro, go back and watch that fight. Bro, he turned that shit around like that, man. And it was like, and then you got to see, I remember now I'm talking about the fight. The more I talk about it, the more I see it. I remember in that fight, Emiliano went lefty to righty. I don't know what round it was. One of the rounds he came out lefty. He started the round lefty. So it shows you he can flow in both stands, southpaw, orthodox. He showed you, Emiliano showed me anyway, in that fight, his arsenal. Like he's he's talented. He's talented. He's not a one-dimensional fighter. He can make adjustments. He's learning on the job. Yes, he's not the best I've ever seen at doing it. He has his flaws. At he gets caught sometimes, but I attribute that to him taking risk. When Emilio gets hit, I do attribute that because he's being aggressive. He's passing the threshold of 50-50 exchanges. And he gets clipped. He gets hit. But you are in a fight. So imagine being in a boxing match and you don't get hit for 10 rounds. Is that the guy you guys are looking for? Yeah, I know who he is. He has an S on his chest and he has a red cape because there's no one in the world who's going to ever do that for you. As a boxing fan, sometimes Superman expectations we put on these fighters, we might not see ourselves doing it. Yeah, fight the best, fighting the best, fighting the best. No, just because that rolls off the tip of your tongue, in reality, don't do that. You won't have a long career. Your brain will be mush in 5 fights. They'll just be feeding you out of a straw. Go ahead and fight 5, the best, the best, the best. Go ahead and do that stupid shit if you want to. The human body was not designed to take punches. That's why you see Usyk fighting a kickboxer. Why? Usyk went from the best, fighting the best, fighting the best, fighting. It was only 3 guys, but he still fought them back to back to back to back. Well, the dude needed a break. And then they give him a fucking and this fucking guy comes out like a Tasmanian devil and gives him the toughest night of his life. He's looking for an easy fight, an easy night at the office. And he runs into this. This guy didn't get the memo. He didn't get the
so
memo.
so
So
Edwin, after I mean, let's get into Zayas and Boots. After further analyzing the fight and watching tape, and do you still stick with your assessment, or has things changed?
my assessment, I haven't changed not even a fucking percentage. I still think Jerron Busenis is a fabulous, phenomenal fighter, very gifted fighter, talented fighter. I think that talented fighters, they could go either way. Either they can add to their talents or they get lazy because they're so talented that they don't like training. So it's tough with talented fighters. Joran Bucenes is not God gifted. No, he's talented. There's a difference. Xander Zayas is God given talent. He's different. Joran Bucenes strikes me as the guy. You ever see him? These guys in basketball games, they want to be like Michael Jordan. They got the shoes on, the shirt. They got the dribble, the handle. They look fucking amazing. Run up to the basket, fucking cross over the guy in front of him. He falls to his feet. He runs up behind the bed, under the knee, break, break. Don't go in. You're too busy looking good in your sneakers for all the girls and going to the rim that the last thing on your mind is actually scoring. But you worry about looking great. Xander, on the other hand, is a student of the game. He doesn't worry about looking good with the handle. Fucking no. He's concentrating. Get it in the fucking hoop.
Yeah. Hey, Bobos, you're
He's
not
trying to
blocked.
score.
You're not blocked, Bobos, at all.
What happened?
No,
Who's fucking
Bobos.
with
He's asking,
Bobos?
is he blocked? No, he's asking if he's blocked.
From
I
where?
asked you. You must from the chat. I asked you earlier because you said the soccer game starts in 2 days. I think you said, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I asked you. You must have been chat jumping. But I asked you who do you think we should put money on? I don't watch soccer, but I'll take your advice on it. Who you think we should put money on?
Yeah. Well, that's you go to the soccer channel. You guys can watch that on the soccer channel. This is boxing.
I
This
just want the truth. Said Boots and four. I just want the truth. I just want you here June 27th. I just want you here June 27th. It's either we gonna eat crow or damn it, we're
Boots
gonna
and four, huh?
roast you. We're
Yo,
gonna
listen,
roast you. He says,
listen.
I just want the truth, right? That's his name.
Yeah,
And I told him, I just want you here June 27th.
France. What?
No, no problem. France. That's what he's talking about soccer. I got you.
Oh, it's in France. Okay. So check this out. Before I end this live stream, I'm gonna end this live stream. But listen, may the best man win.
I got
Okay,
Zayas. UD.
may the best man win. Who wins in this fight? The fans do. The fans do. Boxing. We're gonna have a great night of boxing. We have two undefeated fighters willing to put it all on the line. Two guys in their prime, absolutely in their prime. Xander Zayas might not be so much in his prime as Joran Boots Ennis, but when you're a two belt champion, unified, your prime had started. You're in the beginning of your prime. Joran Boots Ennis might be in the middle, a bit more, but make no mistake. These are two of the top elite 154 pounders in the world, if not the two very best. I think the man that walks away from this should have the Ring Magazine belt, walk away, add it to their trophy case. Because when we ask for the best fighting the best, isn't that what they're giving us? Xander versus Joran Butsenis? Listen, real talk, I hope the best man win. Legacy talk, I hope Xander wins. I got Xander in the fight. I've been saying for almost under a little under a year now. I have receipts. Everybody here at Route One Sports Talk knows who I am. They know what I've been saying, and I've been telling you guys all this stuff they were saying about Xander, that he was pillow fisted, the weakest link at 154. Who was the one that was telling you? Pay attention to this kid. He seems to be a lot better boxer, more fundamentally sound than what you're giving him credit for, because he's not flashy, because he's not, like athletic, talented. He's got God-given talent. His understanding at 23 years old, remember, we're talking about a 23-year-old young man. That's what we're talking about. He already has two belts. If the phenom Jaron Boots Ennis at 23 never did that, what was he doing at 21, 22? When they were saying fight Terrence Crawford and they were saying Jaron Boots Ennis wasn't ready for Terrence at that time at 21. So Xander is definitely taking the opportunity, and he's the reason why we're here, and I commend him for that. That doesn't spell victory, but I can't ignore it. I can't ignore that the young man is trying to dare to be great. So, fight fans, thank you for tuning in. Are you a Knicks fan and basketball? Nah, brother, I'm sorry. I'm not a Knicks fan. I'm a Yankee fan by birth. I didn't have a choice. When I was a little baby, like 3 days old, my mom and dad had me wrapped up in a Yankee blanket with a Yankee little hat. And if I picked any other team, they kicked me out my house. They put me out on the porch or something if I even said something about another team. I was born in Newark, New Jersey, a bunch of Puerto Rican Yankee fans. I had no choice. And I'm not getting kicked out of my family. Talk about I'm a Red Sox or I'm going with the Mets or some shit like, bro. They would fucking I would never be invited back to fucking Christmas dinner or right. So I didn't have a choice. But basketball, I'm a Laker fan, man. I was a Laker like Kareem and Magic, but I haven't watched the Laker game since the arrival of LeBron James on the Lakers. And I made a promise to myself until the day he leaves, I will never watch another Laker game until he leaves. I'm just old fashioned and I'm stubborn. I like guys that stayed on the same team, like Tim Duncan's, the Kobe's of the world, the Michael Jordans. When shit got hot and heavy, they didn't leave their team. They lifted their city. Whatever team they started with, they ended with. I guess I was raised like that. And because LeBron James is a team bandwagon jumper, he likes to make like the Avengers. Like he has to go play with all the best players in order to win. Jordan would never say, "Hey, Magic Johnson, I want to join the Lakers. So I want to win more rings. So let me join the Lakers." Jordan would never say that. Jordan would say, "I want to play against you." Larry Bird never would fucking shake fucking Magic Johnson's hand in a fucking game ever. The rivalry was too strong. He didn't want to join them to win. He wanted to play against the best. LeBron wanted to join the best to fucking win. And it was just a different mentality for me when I saw that. I just saw the distaste in the Cleveland fans, the way they burnt his jersey, the way they just he couldn't do it by himself. Kobe stood on the Lakers. MJ stood on the Lakers. Magic Johnson stood on the Lakers. Like, Tim Duncan stood there. Like, them dudes, he rocked out with whatever team, whoever they got to the game with, that's who they were leaving with. Not LeBron. He'd turn on you. He'd leave the team without even telling the rest of the team he was leaving or being traded. He left like a thief in the night. I can't count on a dude like that. I don't give a fuck how good you are.
One
LeBron, you got
person you
all the
can count on
records.
though.
Fuck that. Yeah,
One
who's
person
that?
you Xander Zayas.
That's we can count on him. You know
We
what I'm
can count
saying?
on him.
Giving us the victory. So fight fans, listen. Oh my God, New York Laker fan. Yeah, I know.
A New
I
Yorker
know.
Laker fan.
I know. But Magic Johnson was the shit, bro. When I saw Magic Johnson, I didn't understand Larry Bird. I just saw him as a white boy, right? I didn't really understand him in the beginning. I didn't think he was that nice because he just did the swoop and went in. I didn't think that was impressive. But later on, I really realized it only took like a year. I realized that Larry Bird was him. And then Magic and Larry Bird, that rivalry, it was fucking beautiful. And to piss off my cousin, he was a Celtic. I was living in Boston. I fucked at the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Right? So I got, and I'm kind of like a loyal dude. If I got picked or I was there, I didn't move up and move. That's it. And then the New England Patriots with Tom Brady, of course, is my football team. Tom Brady's gone, so I don't watch football. But all I do right now is watch boxing anyway. I have, as a matter of fact, let me tell you how backed up I'm on boxing, right? I mean, any other sport. Been covering this boxing shit now full time for 6 years, right? For 6 years, I haven't watched another sport. So much, in fact, that I have never in my life watched. What's that kid's name? Um, um, the kid with the braids that played for that blue team. What's his name? Grant. What was his name? Um,
Bro, they
he
all
got
have
caught with the
braids.
guns, huh?
They
No,
all have braids.
he got caught with the gun on social media not once but twice.
Don't know who you talk about.
He's mad good, bro. I be seeing him dunking all the time, but I never watched him play. And Wembley, the dude for the Spurs, yesterday was the first time I ever saw him. I've heard about him. I seen him here, there. I never actually watched him play though. That motherfucker is one tall, disproportionate motherfucker. Like his head doesn't match his body. His arms are too long for his body, and his feet are like he got like Sideshow Bob feet. And next to the next dude like that. Yeah, Jai Morant. That's him. I've never had the privilege of watching him play. Damn. My wife is calling me. She wants me to come to bed. I gotta go squeeze my wife's butt right now, guys. Listen, fight fans. Yeah, John Morant. I want to go see him play, but every time, like it was like my man's and my son. My son is like really high on John Morant, right? My sons. I got three sons, and they be watching all basketball, football, and all that. And then my sons tell me about it all. My son's favorite player is Steph Curry, right? But John Morant has quickly became one of his. And he's like, Dad, you got to see him play. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go check him out. Go check him out. He's like on a 30-game suspension. He had like when I finally went to go check him out during that, he had like a 40 game. And I was like, man, I gotta watch boxing. I gotta watch boxing. So, but yo, that kid Jai, bro, he looks like he fucking nasty, bro. And fucking, he got no fear. That dude be going up and dunk. I seen him dunking on Wembley, but I can't claim to have watched the game in 6 years. I haven't watched a full game or like yesterday, last night with the New York game. I watched 3 quarters. I watched 3 quarters. So that's the most basketball I've watched in fucking forever. This boxing, bro, takes a lot out of you, man. There's a lot of guys in the division, a lot of names. It just, I'm just committed to my craft. That's it. So, fight fans, love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button. And I'm on to the next one after this one here at Round One Sports Talk. Fun line. You best,
Peace.
bro. I'll see you tomorrow.
Night.
Peace. Orillo. Good night, guys.